Moments ago, in the Pruitt hearing, Mr. Pruitt was asked about whether he believes in climate change, whether it was human cause. I think that was the question. I want to roll tape on his response, please.
Do you agree that global warming is a hoax?
I do not, Senator.
So Donald Trump is wrong?
I do not believe that climate change is a hoax.
Okay, that's important for the president to hear.
Okay, you knew it was going to come up. I mean, Scott Pruitt is nominated to lead the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency. He's known as a climate skeptic. He's known to want to reverse much of President Obama's EPA rules. With us now is T.W. Shannon, a former Oklahoma Speaker, the House Speaker in the state of Oklahoma, who knows Mr. Pruitt personally. So you know a lot about his views on global warming. He has just said that it is not a hoax. Have you heard him say that before, T.W.?
Well, first of all, Stuart, thank you for having me. And I've known the AG for a long time. Scott Pruitt's a good personal friend. We served in the Oklahoma legislature together, and he is ready to lead. He is a constitutional expert, and he said before that, yes, the climate is changing. There's no doubt about it. But what's the actual contribution that man-made effort is making toward that effort? And so, he's ready to lead, and certainly he wants to look at what the legitimate science is behind climate change, not what the political rhetoric is.
But it was a poignant question. I think it was Senator Markey, Democrat, Massachusetts, who asked the question, saying, look, Mr. Trump thinks it's a hoax. Do you? Whereupon Scott Pruitt, so what was his exact response there? He said, I do not believe that it is a hoax.
Correct.
So he avoided contradicting the president-elect. That was pretty neat footwork, I'd say, T.W.
Well, you know, Scott Pruitt, you're going to find, I'm afraid that these senators who may think that they've underestimated his ability, this is a very sharp, very talented, very ethical public servant who's ready to lead from day one. And again, as it relates to climate change, he's been very clear about it. Yes, there's no doubt that the climate is changing, but for sure, we've got to base all of our policy on the idea of what is legitimate science, not just political rhetoric. And so I'm so excited about the leadership of Scott Pruitt. I'm excited about what the president-elect has done in selecting men and women who are ready to lead this nation, are ready to turn around the failed policies that President Obama has instituted for the past 8 years. We're ready to put America first, and Scott Pruitt is a great symbol, I think, of that effort.
Well, Scott Pruitt would certainly reverse President Obama's EPA rules. That would be a clear reversal of a big chunk of President Obama's legacy. Were you, last question, T.W., were you surprised when you heard that Scott Pruitt had been nominated to lead the EPA? It must have come as a shock to you.
Well, I was elated. I don't think there's anybody in the country who has done more to hold the EPA accountable. Again, the EPA's mission is to ensure that we've got clean air and we've got clean water, which I believe Republicans and Democrats both are for. What Scott Pruitt has said, though, is that we've got to be prudent about making sure that we're fueling America's economy, but also keeping our environment safe. Scott Pruitt's going to do that.
I'm going to
He's
interrupt
talented,
for a second.
He's ready to do it.